Hi and welcome to another video of Durondeau Dressage. Today I am here with my mare Lynn, looking very much like a mare with her ears back. I swear she loves me, she just doesn't show it. And today I'm going to show you how to braid your horse. So contrary to most dressage riders, I like to braid my horses with the elastics only and not with a needle and a thread. This is because I'm such a perfectionist that I don't like it when I don't have control over all the little bits sticking out. However, if you want me to show you how to do it with a needle and thread too, make sure to let us know in the comments below. So the first step is a very obvious one. You just want to make sure that there's no knots in their hair. Yeah, Odie Bodie, I'm making you look pretty. And that everything is smoothed out. Also the little front piece, she has such a little front piece that it's always like a whole exercise to try and get that in a braid. Next up, we're gonna take sections of the hair. Some people like to first take all the sections and then start braiding, but I just take my first piece, I think, okay, that's good, I braid it, and then I go on to the next. You can give a bit of an optical illusion when you start parting the hair. For example, if you have a horse that has a really long neck, you want to take bigger pieces so you have less plaids in the end, and that kind of makes it look like the neck is a bit more compact. On the other end, if you have a pony or a horse with a really short neck, by making more parts and making more braids, it kind of elongates the look of your horse. Odie has a good neck on, so I don't have to think too much about it. But because she has thin hair, I have to take bigger pieces. If you have a horse with really thick hair, you have to take really thin pieces because otherwise you end up with tennis balls. Odie does not have that problem, she has the other issue. So I take bigger strands and start braiding. So all the hair that I don't need for this braid, I just put to the side to make it nice and easy. What's really important when you braid with only elastics is that from the very start, you make it very, very tight. That's the opposite of what you do when you're braiding with needle and thread. Then the beginning has to be loose and then you make it tight. But when you do it with just the elastics, you need to be tight from the beginning. Again, I'm a perfectionist, so sometimes I start over. I'm sorry for the people in a rush, but I'm sure my photographer will cut those pieces out. But I just do it again until I think, okay, that looks nice. And then, just as tight as you can, you braid on. So another thing you want to pay attention to is that when you divide the hair, that there's a nice straight line. You can use a comb for it if that's easier, but I kind of just do it with my fingers. And when you take a section of hair, you don't want to look at it like this, because once you start braiding it and you put some pressure on it, it becomes a little bit tighter. So to get it even with the other braids, you have to pull it a little bit tight so you can see almost there. I think this one will be about right. Yeah, and then we move along. Make it straight again so that the divide is nice and clean. Okay. Separate the hair to the side. By now the hair has dried up a bit, so I'm gonna wet it again. Oh, Odie, it's okay. It's okay, girlie. Oh, yeah. Back to taking a nap, and we braid on. As we get along to our final section of hair, oh, this is always the hardest braid to do, as she has all these tiny hairs. Ja, het is goed meisje. All these tiny hairs from underneath their blankies. So, because the hair is not evenly grown out, you see here they are shorter, a bit I will push to the back as it will be underneath the saddle pad anyways. The other part that I do decide to use, I make a bigger part of the 3 for your braid on that side, so she'll have an equal amount of hair as here where the hair is full grown. And then we get to braiding this part too. So now we get to the difficult part, which is turning these braids into little plaids. I take the elastic on my pointing finger and my thumb, so I can open it up around the braid. Ooh, Odie Bodie. She moved a little bit. Come here. Oh, good job, Odie. Nice. So then we're gonna fold our braid with the ugly elastic part and the part that isn't braided downwards. Then we fold again. And then we keep them again between the pointing finger and the thumb. And then we put the elastic around. Voila. And there's the beginning of our plaid. However, there's still some flyaways, so what I like to do is I take my elastic again, and any hair that is left around the braid, I just push down with the elastic towards the end of her neck. And then we have a little braid. I continue this cycle along, so again, I fold with the leftover hair downwards. Voila, fold again. Put my elastic around. If I see any big flyaways, I can maybe pull out. If it's just one hair, she won't feel it. And then any hair that's still sticking up, I can push down with the elastics that I put around afterwards. That one didn't work. So. I'm going to take some more elastics now. I will now continue to do this with the rest of the braids. Moving on to the final stage and possibly the hardest braid to do of them all, which is the front piece. If they have a really full mane in the front, it's much easier, but as you can see, Odie Bodie has like 4 hairs. Yeah, I'm sorry. So what you want to do is braid all the way from the top and always take, yeah, I know. And always take a little piece extra towards the bottom so it's nice and close to her head. I will show you that now. So as you see, we have this chunk of elastic around this really tiny braid, and we obviously want to hide that because that doesn't look great. So we put that chunk right underneath the base of the braid where she has more hair, and then we fold it again to make our little plaid. Oh, please stop moving. So once we've put our elastic on it and we have this little braid, you can see that we still have this long tail of hair that we couldn't fit in the braid. Oh, Odie, rustig. So what I like to do is then put that tail around, Odie, your movement is not helping, around our little braid, and then we can secure that with the elastic to try. Patience is running low to try and hide that. And other flyaways, you can add as many elastics as you need to try and neaten up your braid. And there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something and will get to try it on your horse. We hope to see you next time. Make sure to subscribe and comment how it went with your horse. Yeah, Odie, you've been such a good girl. Thank you for watching. Bye.